Kogi State. So what we're saying is this. I would say that we shouldn't decimate the other efforts as band-aid, because if we're able to, for example, I've looked at that 68 items, right? We should be able to take power. And right now, I mean, Lagos State, they started doing a lot of power in recent times. Railway. Lagos and Rivers have started doing railway. Kano is trying to do some railway. We can take prisons. Prisons, all right? Take prisons out. A state can have a prison. You can, of course, certainly.
So you're saying we can make a big difference from just...
And I think one thing that's also very important, sorry, just a minute, is that we need to now understand this 56% federal allocation that goes to the federal. That's major item. The federal, in my view, they don't need more than 25%. Let 40% go to the local government, but the governors are sitting on the local government. Let the states get about 35%. But that 40% that goes to the local government should be jointly administered by the federal,
let me ask you, isn't there even a problem with
Yeah.
that? Because you have a situation where people are saying if you constitutionalize the local governments, essentially you're adding another tier of government.
Okay. Now let me tell you something about that. It's very, very important. The American, in the US, I mean, where we brought this federalism thing.
Well, you do
from,
know
right?
that America is no longer a good example.
Oh, wait, just wait. And I'm going to tell you, and there are countries right now that have successfully fused presidential and parliamentary. And they're parliamentary, but they have a president. What do you do with that? They didn't have to come to Nigeria to say, please, we want to change. That's what I'm saying in the first place. Restructuring is about looking at what you have and saying, this does not work. Restructuring should actually be built into the Nigerian governance every other 4 or 5 years to say, listen, let us assess what do we change in what we're doing to make it work for us. So in the US,
I need to bring it. We've got an audience as well. So I'm going to allow the senator to respond very quickly because he says that's on. Then I'm bringing in the audience.
Yes,
so
I
if you
think
have things to do, please get ready to raise your hands if you have things to say. Yeah?
I think there is a misconception of what we're discussing. There is no way you can say that if we return to regional governments, we'll cease to be Nigerians. We've always been Nigerians since the amalgamation. We've always been Nigerians. The 1963 Constitution is Federal Republic of Nigerian Constitution, and we had regions. Everybody then was a Nigerian, and today we are still Nigerians. Nobody is saying break up the country, or that you are used to united Nigeria. We are Nigerians. We are trying to say that the way we have our arrangements are faulty. Let us return to a plan or a framework that will enable us to function optimally, and the country will aggregately grow. If the regional economies are doing well, the country is doing well. Okay, so because all these things happening in the regions we're talking about that will lead to enhanced efficiency in the things we do will contribute to the GDP of Nigeria as a nation.
Okay, so and isn't this really just even listening to just the four of you here, and we can't get a consensus?
No, we're cool. No, we're cool. We're cool. I agree with him 100%.
Let me finish.
100%.
Even, what the only consensus we've got here is we need to restructure. Yes. But I'm saying in terms of the form, the specifics, you can already see that there are different views. And is this perhaps part of the reason why over the years nothing has happened? And if that is the case, how do we sort of need to start building that consensus?
Now, let me say this very quickly. Now, democracy, as was defined at the Gettysburg Address by a former U.S. president, is the government for the people, of the people, and by the people. If Nigeria wants to practice a democracy, one of the recommendations of the APC committee is critical, and that is to amend our constitution to include a referendum.
True.
So that Nigerians will vote.
So that Nigerians have a say in what choice. So we can continue. So that's why we keep having these issues back and forth, even in the National Assembly. We can put this before the Nigerian people. The Constitution serves them, serves us as a country.
And so, just on that provision alone, I want to ask a very quick practical question. The recommendation for the referendum, would it be a simple majority rules? And I ask this because we're looking at what's happening in Brexit, regarding the Brexit referendum in the UK, where, you know, a simple majority won, and
align with what we naturally as a country adopt.
So that's what is put in the document?
Yes.
Okay.
It will be a majority of what Nigerians prefer to have. And that puts a moral obligation on that government to do something about it. Because currently it is left to the whim
of the politicians.
And a quick question before I go to break. As someone who is in the National Assembly, do you come under pressure from the political class here, not the citizens, to perhaps take decisions around restructuring that may work for the political class and not necessarily for the citizens?
That is fundamentally a problem, and that is why I personally am disappointed in the Houses of Assembly that did not pass the independent candidacy amendment that we passed in the National Assembly. That will be a revolution in this country if we can have that, because internal democracy is lacking in our current political party structure. So that is why you see when we bring such amendments on the floor of the House, people are going back to their godfathers to take dressing, like they say in the military, you know, to find out what should I do, what should I vote. That is unacceptable. Now, if we have independent candidates who espouse the values that Nigerians espouse, then they will go there and represent the interests of the Nigerian people.
Okay, I have to take a quick break. Please don't go away.